No Way to Podcast. We're on our way to the gym. Hyena Boxing Club coming soon. I'm gonna skip the sponsor shout outs. We're gonna get right to this. I received some horrible news this morning. Horrible news from the team. And I've been made to look a fool. And I'm a very prideful individual, even though I'm humble. And I hate to be made to look a fool. And I've been singing Tiafimo's praises. Again, I think he's one of the bright stars of the sport. He's a victim of boxing's and old media's racist hamster wheel. I'll get into it a little bit in a minute. But I'm going to start with the news I got. I got news. Got a text message that after he did hot boxing with Mike, which I need to watch more often because it seems like all the face-offs should be on hot boxing with Mike. Somebody need to capitalize on that. Like all the face-offs should be on hot boxing with Mike. I just started watching it. Ryan Garcia, who I'm gonna talk about a little bit too. He's very entertaining. I have to say, man. He's very entertaining. I was entertained. And that seems like a great platform for face-offs. But they're fight killers. How would you say that? I'm going to get my hair cut too. Stop talking stuff. I see y'all. I see you. 10 people on here. I know everybody on here because they ain't but 10 of us. So going to get my hair cut. After hot boxing with Mike, he my source says that he was on the Boxing Voice or something like that, where he basically is saying that those fights are not happening. I know that there's some other stuff out there about his dad and stuff. My team does a real good job of hunting this stuff down. Like, I know, but I didn't really want to get into that because this is about the fighter. This is not about the people surrounding the fighter, which I'll get to in a minute. I did a dissertation about wolf tickets. And I sided with Tiafimo's wolf tickets. Say, yo, you want to do those fights later. But from what I heard and from what I understand, my source and all the stuff they didn't send me, forces and the stuff they sent me, sound like he ain't going to do the fight at all. It was brought up. He didn't mention Devin's name directly on hot boxing. I know they talked around Devin's name, but he didn't actually say I'm going to fight here or I'm not going to fight him. On the Voice, on the Boxing Voice, the host asked, shout out to the Boxing Voice, well, who do you want to fight? And he only made mention of the mandatory. He didn't, of all these guys at 135, he didn't say I want this dude, and then some time will pass, I'll take this dude. Like, he didn't mention anybody at all. I agree with the fights not making sense right now. I disagree with the fights not happening at all. And so because I was on in the circles I travel in, my opinion is not popular about Tiafimo. I'm very high on him. I was like, he won a rock. They didn't even let that grown man enjoy his win over Vasily before they want to throw him in the ring with somebody else right away. They didn't even let him do that, which is old media and racism in boxing. How do you beat they fictitious pound for pound number one? How do you beat him and then not supplant him on that list? If he's not number one pound for pound on ESPN list, because he just beat the man. A phrase coined by the great Ric Flair. To beat a man, right? He did that at least on their skin. Because anybody who knows boxing, understand boxing, fighters don't even. If you're not delusional, fighter or fan, which most boxers or most fighters are not. We all know Terrence Crawford is pound for pound number one. We already know that. Right. So when Teofimo basically was like, nah, we ain't doing it. I heard it this morning. I was like, because my source was like, there, sucker, I told you he was. And I was not happy about it. I was not happy about it at all. Not at all. So I had to eat that. Ryan Garcia. You next. He's next. Again, my opinion of Ryan, not popular in the circles I run in. I admonished him for selling wolf tickets in the last post. I saw hot boxing with Mike finally. So I said all boxing face-offs should be on hot boxing with Mike. All the face-offs should be on all of them. Cause ain't nobody finna do nothing, Mike. You want to stop for shenanigans at a face-off? Put Mike Tyson in between them. There won't be no shenanigans. Okay. Wolf tickets. We have to stop them. So I got this stuff this morning. Guys. For those of us that Mikey Garcia dropped some gems, you need to see that stuff. I'm about to get into it in a little bit, but Mikey dropped some gems, man. So I'm not gonna talk on the business part because I'm gonna do that in a minute, but I'm gonna do this part right now. Fighters, if you know you're not in control of whether you can fight somebody or not, stop talking. If you're not your own boss, stop talking. It's making you look bad. Tank and Devin want to fight the fight. Tank and Devin want the fights. And the guy with legitimate belts at 35 is willing to relinquish the A side. He's so rich. You know how many people know me, know how much I honor the A side. He said, I cut it loose for this fight. Let's just do it. And they got bosses. Well, Devin don't, but they got bosses. Care what they say, they got bosses. If you got boss, you have a boss. Don't talk about none of that. Don't even bring it up. Hello, hey man, whatever's next is whatever's next, because it make you look bad. And Tio and Ryan are making me look bad driving through the turnpike right now. They making me look bad. Hope y'all can see this in my skin. I'm dark, so this might be on. You can't even see my teeth from my shadow. I'm that dark, so and proud of it. Let me get out this turnpike real quick. Can't see my teeth from my shadow. I'm probably gonna put that in my book. Hey, y'all making me look bad, man. So just stop doing that. Now, Mikey Garcia. Why I love Mikey Garcia so much? He's one of my, he's one of the best boxers on the planet. He's one of my favorite boxers. Period. And he's one of my favorite people in the sport. And I never met the guy. Why? Because he articulated himself so soundly in something he recently put out about, how he approaches, these situations. He's like, hey, I don't work for nobody, so let them talk to their boss, because there was some pressure. I guess Devin Haney is trying to press a fight, I think at 40, from what I understood. And he was like, yo, I don't do that. Listen, have your boss call me. I'm down for the fight. So I love you, Mikey. I'm down for the fight. I'm with it. I like the way he said it because it reminded me of home. I'm down. Let's get it in. But have your boss call me. We work out the particulars. And I fight all these dudes. I fight Thurman. I fight this. I fight anybody can get it. But have your boss call me. I love it. And then he went in on Top Rank. They got the NBL, the NBF list, and that means no black fighters for people who don't know. They have a policy. It's been made public. They don't care. And we don't care because we're going to keep watching certain fights. Watching these dudes fight. But it's wrong. And it speaks to a lot of the... It's in your lane. To a lot of the inequities and a lot of the racism that plagues the sport. But Mikey dropped some jewels on the business. Garcia said, listen, these dudes got bosses. These dudes got bosses. They can't be, I'm not finna be out here talking all that. And had him call me, and we'll get it shaken. And that's basically how it worked. Again, don't vilify fighters if certain fights don't get made. Like I said in the beginning, don't vilify fighters if certain fighters don't get made. Because it's a lot of that is controlled by the team around them, or is controlled by the team around them. It's really not even them. They may want to do it. I mean, how many times just in the last couple of years have we heard, fighters say, I want to fight so-and-so, and their team is like, nah, I'm going to get to Canelo Durham. I got you, bro. I know I ain't text you back. I'm going to get to it. Just not today. It's not today. It's not today. So stop selling wolf tickets, man. If you don't control your own fate, stop talking and watch that Mikey Garcia, man, because Mikey, he put out some, I don't know if it was Fight Hype or whatever it was, what they sent me, but he dropped some jewels, man. He dropped some real jewels, and he talked about the ineptitude of Top Rank, because everybody, if you ain't figured it out by now, I'm not a Top Rank fan, but he talked about the names, the people who became stars, and he even praised Top Rank. He even praised them for their ability to kind of manufacture careers and kind of make stuff out look good for fighters, and then the problems come when the fighters become stars. And so how he substantiated his claim is by he started listing names of people who got their biggest checks and start making real money as stars once they left Top Rank, right? Floyd Mayweather Jr. gone. Oscar De La Hoya gone. Big money after that. Mikey Garcia, big money after that. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., big money after them. Miguel Angel Cotto, big money after that. Like they all the stars went on to make. How do you lose all those guys? Terrence Crawford, we don't even want him. The great Dana White said this: Terrence Crawford don't give a freak how you pay him. You promise to pay him. It's not his job to help you figure out how you gonna pay him, right? The great Dana White said that. And I 100% agree with him. You the promoter. He ain't gotta have no social media presence. That's not his freaking job. He's paying you to promote. Promoter. That's what that means. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go in on them right now, bro, because I gotta get in the gym and I don't train angry. But yeah, man, the promoter, you have to promote, and so. That's what I want with these guys, man. Like I said, I'm fans of these dudes. I really am. I like Ryan. I like T.O. I mean, he's young. I like these young boys. These young men. I like how they do their stuff. But man, stop making yourself look bad, because I'm believing this stuff. I'm believing you cats, even though I know better, and it make me look bad. You know what I'm saying? It make me look bad. Make me look like, man, what you hollering about these dudes, and so I know that my team sent me that stuff out of spite, because I've been like on their head about these guys. So clean it up, fellas, or do the fights. People want to see them, so I don't want to. You A-side dudes, I don't want to hear that. Ryan and T.O., you can make T.O., you in the driver's seat, so you can make certain things happen. You know what I'm saying? Unless Top Rank said, I want you to fight, I don't want you, because it sounds like you'll fight. It sounds like you'll fight Ryan, and I know why. But is Top Rank the reason you're not fighting the other elite guys at 35? Because you're the guy right now. You beat the man that everybody said was the man. You're the guy right now. So that's a shot you can call. You dig what I'm saying? Ryan can't call no goddamn shots. Ain't done nothing yet in boxing. Like I said, he YouTube media famous or social media famous. He ain't. There's no ring work that says he commands that. But you do have that. So, or he does have that. So, man, make these fights happen, man. Is it Top Rank? I want to know. Please put the description in the comment if you see this on YouTube, if you see this on Facebook, if you see this on Instagram. Put in the comments. Is it Top Rank blocking him fighting black fighters because they have a no black fighter policy? Or is it him? Because that's my argument with my team. That's my argument with my team. You know what I'm saying? T.O. And I'm a campaign for T.O. because he should be the fake list number one. All these whack lists with these dudes pound for pound number one on their delusions and nah, bro. based on your fake list, and then you tried to give him and then you tried to accredit a franchise that even the whack body that gives out these franchise belts is like, this ain't a real belt. So I mean, just by your own standards, you sound crazy. You sound crazy. So I want to see the fight happen. I want to see the fights happen. You want to see the best fight the best. But again, like I said, I don't mind T.O. waiting on these fights, but that don't mean that they shouldn't be happening. So is it T.O. or is it Top Rank? Is it T.O.? This is what I'm gonna call this post. This is my second post. I have to delete the first one. Is it T.O. or is it Top Rank? Is it T.O. or Top Rank why this not happening? Ryan Garcia, you ain't even in the equation right now, little bro, because you ain't done nothing in the game to, not for fighters to be like, or anybody, media or otherwise, be like, this guy is social media power, put you in the conversation. But I don't grade fighters on that. I don't grade fighters on their ability to sell themselves. I grade fighters' ability on how they perform against their contemporaries. Guys we think stand an equal chance of winning, how did they perform against them? You know what I'm saying? And that's how we do it. You did? So, No Way to Podcast. You know what I'm saying? We on the spot with this one. I couldn't wait to get this one out because my heart is broke, my heart is hurting, and I don't hide pain. If you know you ain't in control of whether you're gonna fight somebody or not, stop running your mouth unless you are. You know what I'm saying? And then fight these fights. Make this stuff happen for the public. It's about the people. You know what I'm saying? Even promoters lose their way on that. Even people, because when people invest money in you like a stock, they want to see the stuff grow. Like I trade Forex, I'm doing very well, and it's about the money. I don't have a particular liking for a specific type of currency. How much can I make off it? And that's basically how these fighters is looked at, bro. I mean, in a lot of ways, there's a lot of these fighters are looked at. Like they say they want to follow the Mayweather blueprint, but the Mayweather blueprint was a part of that was him being his own boss, and then he became a promoter. Right? Because you're an investment now. Because he sure don't need the money. He sure don't need the money. It's showing for the money. He's trying to keep, black fighters fighting again. He's trying to keep black fighters in the sport. A lot of people don't understand the bottom line, how this stuff works. I may do it on another post, but let's get these fights going. I'm petitioning for Hot Boxing with Mike to be the home of all face-offs. If you're a major company and you steal my idea, this is my verbal copyright that I need to get paid for it because it was my idea. If you decide to do it, I'm suing everybody because it's about the money. No edit.